So in this segment, you're going to see Dr. Young providing an alternative way for the conceptualization of panic treatment.
So, like you're talking about, sometimes panic got a hold of you and it'll cause problems. It can end up, everything spins out of control.
Just debilitating.
And a lot of times when you experience that, it feels like almost just a ton of bricks falls on you, right?
It's so heavy, like I can't function. Yeah. It seems like
out of nowhere almost, right?
It just starts and then it just goes and goes. It's like a monster that just grows.
That's exactly what a lot of people describe as like a monster that stands behind them and just starts shaking them.
Yeah.
When you look inside that experience, though, there's actually 3 pieces to it. Some of which we can sometimes see coming when we learn how to anticipate it. Is what you think. Is what
I'm gonna die.
What you do. And what you feel. And by feel, I don't mean emotional feel, I mean physical feelings. All those things you describe, like tension or heart rate or shakiness.
That sudden diarrhea, all that stuff that comes out. Okay.
Yeah, all at once. Those kinds of things are what we mean down here. So to walk through this in a little more detail, to separate each one of these pieces, I have a silly example I use a lot of times, which has hopefully never happened to you. That door behind you opens, and we hear a loud noise, and there's a 10-foot tall Kodiak bear standing there. Right? This is not something that people experience.
No, I have not experienced that before.
What runs through your head?
Okay, if for real, if that happened, okay. I would probably be like, oh shit, this is... like,
so an expression of alarm?
Yeah, I would be like, what is going on? I need to run away, probably.
And that's the key one. You have the idea of like alarm, what's going on, run away. I know the answer to this, but why? Why do you want to run away?
I don't want to die.
And the bear is dangerous, right?
Well, yeah.
Right.
You said it's 10 foot, right?
Yeah, you could die. That in a lot of ways, that's the central piece to this whole thing, isn't it? You could die, you need to run away.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, it's...
But it's not the first thing.
Scary, it's dangerous,
It's not the first thing that occurred to you, though.
No.
Even though it is the most important.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and that's sort of what we'll talk about as we go through this stuff a little more, is learning to look at these things. So at the moment, the bear walks in the room and you have the idea like, oh shit, I could die, I need to run away, I've got to get out of here. What changes in your body?
Okay, and you said this isn't like I'm afraid, this is the okay.
Physical sensations.
Heart rate is gonna start exploding out of my chest.
Right.
Probably have problems breathing, right?
Okay, so breathing is a little hard.
I think panic attack symptoms,
Like what else?
tingling in my hands. Probably sweating, that probably for me, those GI symptoms.
So yeah, and you get a little ahead of me in that case, but yeah, it's a lot like panic, right? So you got a thought that identifies a threat that says you gotta run away, and then you have all this stuff that starts to happen in your body. Let's be specific. There's only one door in this room. This door is a door, but it's a closet. The bear is coming through it. What specifically do you plan to get away from it?
Well, I might run and lock myself in the closet.
Okay, lock in the closet.
Are you in the room with me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw you in front of me.
What else?
I guess if I'm cornered, I've got this chair or the tables I can throw at things.
We'll put kind of a pin in that one because we'll get back to it. That is not your first choice or first thought, but it's one that you could get to if you had to.
Right.
For most people, it's like they might try to run to that window.
I don't know that I can fit through that window. If I'm in survival mode, what's going to...
But if you didn't have this, you'd only have one choice, right?
Right.
And that choice still may seem immediately preferable to trying to fight the bear. We know we won't win.
Yeah.
At best, we might scare him away, but the window is an actual means of escape. That might be the first thing that runs through your head when you start to have these thoughts that you could die and you run away. Well, how do I run away? I get to the window. And then your heart rate goes up, your breathing becomes labored, you start to tingle, you start to shake, your stomach starts to hurt, all those things that are panicky. What do you then do as a result?
I flee, or, if I can. If it's a slow bear, I might be able to run the
Sneak
door.
around and use the table and just
yeah.
sort of, And in particular, let's be more specific. If you run, where do you run?
Out.
You're very likely to enact the plan of escape that you form. Now that could involve run to the closet, that could involve, like we said, run around the table. Whatever it was that occurred to you first, that's probably what you're going to do.
Escape. I need to escape. I need to get away.
You got to get away, and you got to get away because this is dangerous. That's bad enough, right?
Right.
And it's three individual pieces of a broader process that may seem like it happens instantaneously. Okay, so now we're gonna make it worse. When you run to the window, let's say, you get over there, you pull that blind back, and you realize the window doesn't actually open. And you pick up a chair, you start to bang on it, you're trying to knock the window out so you can get through it, won't break. You're stuck in this room with that bear. What happens to all these thoughts?
And I guess it's just more of crap.
It's way worse, right?
Like I'm gonna die. Like this is.
If you thought you could die before, now you think there's a very strong likelihood.
Or I'm gonna be mauled. Like I'm gonna be totally mauled. If I live, I'm gonna be in the ICU. I'm gonna.
Right. All of this escalates to a degree that now you're starting to anticipate every terrible thing that you think is very likely to happen. What about here? What happens to these feelings?
I just keep going up and up. Like probably my heart's coming out of my chest. Like. But this is like where those like mothers lift up cars to save their babies. So maybe I'll get super strength.
Enough to like fight the bear.
Yeah.
And everybody's got a point when this escalates. And when this escalates, they're not in control of this anymore. They just end up collapsing in a heap on the ground and
just freezing like that.
Yeah.
Deer in the headlights, like.
Which probably sounds a little bit familiar for some of the things we talked about before. You already anticipated, well, this is panic. That outcome is the same way. It's like a tornado. Once around, it's terrible, but if you get away, then you can run down the street and be like, why was there a bear? I don't understand, but you're okay. If you can't, it escalates, and every time you spin, it gets much, much worse. A little gust of wind pretty quickly becomes 200 mile an hour funnel cloud, and before you know it, you're out of control. You follow me so far?
Yeah.
Okay, so a couple more components to it. If you think, shit, there's a bear, I'm fixing to die, I need to run to that window, and then you do, and you can't get out, do you have a hard time thinking that your heart rate might go up, or that it becomes hard to breathe?
No.
It makes total sense, right? If these things didn't happen to you in that situation, we would probably think something was wrong. So in a very real way, this and this have caused this. But in the moment, what is the most salient, identifiable feature? It's exactly the opposite. That when people experience these negative emotional conditions, they get overwhelmed by feelings. And feelings drown out your ability to think and take you out of control of your own behavior. You're completely upside down from the way that you should be. So, questions? One more little piece at the end here.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and you're starting to identify ways that this is maybe applicable to more than bear attacks, right?
You're saying that there's no bear, but I'm letting this make me think there's a bear.
Or letting that help make conditions such that it's easy to react like there is a bear. It's not that there's no bear, it's that the anticipation of the bear is what's difficult. You can change that though, and many of the things that we'll work on will give you the tools to try to address that. The conclusion of this silly example is like an adjustment to thought. What if instead of however you grew up in a circus? Right? Nobody grows up in a circus, like, carnies, like travel, that's very rare anymore. You grew up in a circus, and your bear, your job was training bears. You've ever seen Family Guy, like Bear on Unicycle, right? So your job was training bears to do bear tricks in the circus, and in fact, you know this bear. Since you were 6 or 7 years old, you slept next to this bear every night. Do you flip out?
Well, no.
What do you think?
He wants a hug.
Right, like maybe the only reason he's here is he got bored waiting on you in the car. He just came looking for you. Does this happen?
No.
Do you run?
No, unless we're playing hide and go seek.
Right. If anything, maybe you actually approach him, not run away from him.
Yeah.
Does that change my thoughts?
Yeah.
You think? If I just see a bear walking in the room,
change your thoughts? No.
So
because you didn't grow up with him.
Right. And I still freak out because I think, shit, it's a bear. I need to run away. All of this stuff happens just like you would expect because I don't have the same thought process as you. The key point is we're in an identical situation. Some people react to it one way, some people react to it a different way on the basis of their exposure to that historically. We can do the exact same thing with some of the symptoms that you experience. Does it make a little bit of sense?
It does.
Okay. What questions do you have?
Will I ever make these feelings go away?
I don't know. It's a good question. It'd be great if we can get to a point where you have the tools to just eliminate them. My goal is not necessarily to provide you with everything you need to eradicate these sensations, because if a bear walked in the room right now, we probably would want you to experience something like this. It's to allow you to live the life that you want to live, whether or not that is the case. To be able to have tools here and here to manage this, and even if sometimes you get here, you're still able to do what you want to do.
Okay.
And that's what we'll begin working on next week.
Okay.
Cool.